What's going on YouTube? Johnny here, back with another video for you guys. Hope everyone's been doing well. Just want to say sorry, it's been a little bit since uploading here on the channel. Long story short, I was actually working towards, getting prepped and ready for an upcoming video that I was going to film here for the channel. But unfortunately, it didn't end up working out, and I don't want to spoil it because I would love to make it happen in the future. But like I said, just unfortunately, the timing didn't work out, and when it's meant to be, and it will work out. So I just don't want to spoil that because it would be a really, really cool video here on the channel. But today's video, we are going to be making a Watergate cake. And if you're not familiar with that, it is basically a cake with pistachios. Any nuts, we are going to be using walnuts and then chocolate chips. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the baking. All right, and for the ingredients for today's Watergate cake recipe, this is an older recipe. My grandmother used to make it a lot, and then my mom would make it, and then now here I am making it. But what we have here, room temperature eggs. We have 3 of those. We have chocolate chips. We're using walnuts. And with this recipe, it can be really flexible if you like, different kind of nut, or if you don't want any nuts in there, you don't have to use them. So there's that. We have our cup of 7-Up. Now with this one, this is also room temperature. You can also use Sprite, lemon lime soda. Just make sure it's room temperature with that. And then we have our oil. We have our pistachio pudding mix right here. And then with the cake mix, you want to use a yellow mix. You can use white, but I found better results with yellow. And then you can use Crisco, shortening, or butter to line the cake pan. Now we are going to be using a bundt pan, but you can use a circular cake pan, a regular or standard 9x13 pan. It just depends on the shape of the cake that you prefer. If you want circle, rectangle, or in this instance, I really like it when it's a bundt cake, so that's why we are using this. And then we have All Reliable for the mixer right here. So those are the ingredients, and I will see you in the next bit. All right, so up first, what we'll be doing is greasing the bundt pan, and then we'll flour it on top of the grease. But like I said, so you just want to take some of the shortening or butter or Crisco, whatever you're using, and then you can just work it in and smear that around. And you want to make sure that you get everything nice and covered with a good coating of the Crisco, or in this case, the shortening, and then the flour, because that'll prevent the cake from sticking to the pan. So I'll go ahead and finish this up. All right, and here's the bundt pan right here. And what you want to be careful of is just make sure that you work in the shortening, Crisco, or butter as much as possible. You don't want to have large chunks of those remaining in the pan. So then now, what we'll do is line the pan with flour. So then you can just sprinkle around like this. And then I'll take the wheel, I call it the steering wheel, and we'll just go like this, of just working the flour in. And here's the pan. It is nice and dusted with flour, and then once you dust everything, you just want to make sure that you shake the excess flour off to the side. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and get into mixing the ingredients. All right, cake mix in. Pistachio pudding. Room temp eggs. Room temp 7-Up. All right, and then last we'll add the oil in without making a mess. And then what we'll do, we'll blend this on low until everything's well incorporated. And a helpful hint, after it has been mixing for a little bit, what you want to do is just stop the mixing, and you want to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to make sure that you get any of the excess dry ingredients, and that way they can become incorporated in the mix. So then after we scrape or scoop the sides and the bottom, we'll go ahead and resume the mixing. All right, so then now what we're doing, we'll add both the chocolate chips and walnuts at the same time, and those will incorporate pretty quickly. All right, so now what we'll do is start pouring it in, and I'll keep turning the pan like that. So I'll go ahead and finish this up. All right, and here's what we're looking like. So we'll go ahead and put that in the oven. And for us, we're doing it at 350 for around 40 to 50 minutes. But what you want to do is just make sure you keep an eye on it, because different ovens can run differently. So the most important thing is just to keep an eye on that. And just another helpful hint, you always want to start on the lower time, because you can always add more time to the cooking or baking. The last thing you want to do is overbake or overcook anything. So again, just keep an eye out for that, and another helpful hint for you guys. All right, guys. So if you remember either a video or two ago, I mentioned the skewer test. So as you can see here, the different testing sites that we had from earlier in the video, but we had to add more time. But right here, straight through the middle, it is not wet, so it is good to go. So we'll let the cake sit off to the side and we'll get started on the icing. All right, and then what we'll do, just one less thing later, we'll flip the cake like this while it cools off. And for the moment of truth, here we go. Drum roll, please. Nice. All right, and for the topping for our cake, in the mixer bowl already, I already went ahead and poured in the milk. So we'll set that down and lock that in right there, so that way it doesn't go flying everywhere. We have 2 packets of Dream Whip right here. So what I'll do, that. All right, second pack or packet of Dream Whip is in, and then making another cameo appearance, we have the pistachio pudding mix in this little bag right here. And then we'll dump that out. And then what we'll do, we'll start the mixer on a low speed because you don't want it to go flying around. And as it continues to incorporate and mix together, it'll become thick. So we'll go ahead and let that do its thing, and then I'll see you then. And as you can see, the topping has thickened up, so this is what we're looking like. So we have our cake right here. So then what I'll do, I personally like to work sections at a time. So I'll take a little dollop like that, and then I'll just spread it around and then work that in. And the reason you don't want to do it when the cake's hot is because it'll just completely melt the topping and it'll just smear everywhere and kind of glide right off. So I'll go ahead and finish up the cake, and then see you after that. All right, and here is the final product of the cake. Not the cleanest presentation, but you know what? Doesn't really matter. It's art, and this is my project. So, all right, and for the plate, here's what we're looking at. It's a little top heavy, and don't mind. It's the presentation, maybe about a 2 out of 10, but it's not about the looks. It's about the taste, and it tastes great. That's the one thing that I can promise with this one. So this is the cake here, and looking good. I can't wait to begin eating that. So let's go. All right, guys, and that concludes today's video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, tuning in, and supporting me in this channel. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And one thing that I'm hoping about this video is that this one will be the one that breaks 200 subscribers here on this channel. As I said, that's my next big milestone and achievement that I really want to reach here. We're currently at 191 subscribers, so 9 away, and I'm hoping this video will do it. But again, just a big thank you to all of you for your continuous support. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss when I upload here on the channel. But have a great weekend and an upcoming week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.